The Colorado Supreme Court just voted in a 4-3 decision to remove Trump's name from the primary ballot. This is election interference. This is what the Democrat Party does. They are trying to steal an election. This is also an act of war. They're not going to win this. Trump is not going to be kicked off the ballot in the end. It'll go to the Supreme Court. But let me give you everyone's reaction on this and get the news straight so you have all the facts. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel, and this is where the happy patriots are. Because I'm going to start here on Disclosed TV. Just in, Trump is disqualified from the 2024 ballot. Colorado Supreme Court rules. Clause of the 14th Amendment applies. 14th Amendment is saying that if he conducted an insurrection, that he was not qualified to be on the ballot. These are all Democrat-appointed judges, of course. And then here's Trump's immediate response.
It's no wonder crooked Joe Biden and the far-left lunatics are desperate to stop us by any means necessary. They are willing to violate the U.S. Constitution at levels never seen before in order to win this election. Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. It's a threat. They're weaponizing law enforcement for high-level election interference because we're beating them so badly in the polls.
Trump's got it right. It's only because Trump is beating the daylights out of Biden that they're resorting to this. They're not even Democrats. They don't believe in a democracy. They don't believe in democratic elections. And that's because everything they name themselves is, of course, a misname, like women's health care, if you know what I mean. Here's Wesley Hunt of Texas. The state of Colorado just removed Donald Trump from the 2024 ballot, an effort led by 4 Democrats, the very same Democrats who scream about democracy, just took an open flame to the very concept. If Donald Trump is so unpopular with the American people, then why are we witnessing unprecedented election interference to stop him from winning next year? Rhetorical question. You know the answer. Every American should be outraged by what happened tonight. And then here's Molly Hemingway. Protesting an extremely troubled election is not an insurrection, and people should loudly condemn anyone who says it is. Remember, they're trying to say that Trump led an insurrection, which did not happen. Then they're using that fake excuse to overturn an election. Democrats believe they can do anything to Trump, and I mean anything. Here's Trump's official response on Truth Social. Trump campaign statement on Colorado Supreme Court ruling. Unsurprisingly, the all-Democrat appointed Colorado Supreme Court has ruled against President Trump supporting a Soros-funded left-wing group scheme to interfere in an election on behalf of crooked Joe Biden by removing President Trump's name from the ballot and eliminating the rights of Colorado voters to vote for the candidate of their choice. That's right. They're taking away your vote. I just came back from Colorado. I was visiting my mom out there for Christmas. And the Colorado people are so American, so patriotic. And this Supreme Court does not represent them at all. This is it's Aspen, Boulder, Denver runs the state. All the leftists go in, they take over cities in all of America. America is not that leftist, guys. It's just in the cities. The Democrat Party leaders are in a state of paranoia over the growing dominant lead President Trump has amassed in the polls. They have lost faith in the failed Biden presidency and are now doing everything they can to stop the American voters from throwing them out of office in November. Remember, what they accused Trump of, that he was trying to overturn an election, the Democrats are actually doing. When the Democrats said that the Republican, that with Donald Trump, that democracy was on the ballot. Democracy is literally the ballot, and the Democrats have no intention of allowing Trump to be voted for by you, Colorado citizens. The Colorado Supreme Court issued a completely flawed decision tonight, and we will swiftly file an appeal to the United States Supreme Court and a concurrent request for the stay in this deeply undemocratic decision. We have full confidence that the U.S. Supreme Court will quickly rule in our favor and finally put an end to these un-American lawsuits. Stephen Chung, Trump campaign spokesman. Now, this really is considered by these Supreme Court justices. We're going to show you who they are in just a minute. But they really, I don't think, intended to do anything but have a tantrum for Trump. This was not going to win, guys, so we can just laugh. Okay, first of all, relax. Remember, the Democrat Party wants you to act out in a threat of some kind or act out in violence. That's what they want. We don't do that. Here's Sean Davis. These actions are a declaration of war, a regime that outlaws elections, and this is a naked attempt to ban elections of candidates the regime opposes. It is a regime that has declared war on its own citizens. So this really is a true ideological war. I believe this has been happening since the 60s, and we've been sleepwalking through the dismantling of words, meaning, truth. They have undermined the Constitution. And this is also why, by the way, I have bad news for the Beltway Republicans up in Washington. John Ponhorch, Charlie Cook, Rich Lowry, guys who I've been listening to for years. It's democracy is over if Trump doesn't win. It's done. Now, you all say like, oh, that's an exaggeration. That's hyperbole. No, you can't let them get away with this and overturn an election. This republic will stand by patriots. And in the end, elections, I believe, will end up being moot. I don't even know if they'll exist anymore. And then here's the judges. It's appointed, Hickenlooper appointed the first three. Monica M. Marquez, there she is, president of the Katie Lang fan club. Melissa Hart, she looks like every leftist female preacher. There's William W. Wood III, greasy, don't trust this rattlesnake. Richard L. Gabriel, anti-democracy. Here's Viva Free on what this will mean. In summary, the Colorado Supreme Court declared Trump should not be included on the primary ballot, but stayed their own court order pending an appeal to the Supreme Court, which will inevitably happen, which will stay their ridiculous court order indefinitely. So Trump will be on the ballot, but they get to issue a judgment that will make headlines for the next few months. And most importantly, if they're lucky, will enrage some people sufficiently to do something stupid that the media can then run with as well. Corruption to the core. I think that's a little too conspiratorial for me. It may be good for you. That's why I wanted to read it. I love Viva Free. What I think will actually happen is this is a signal by Colorado to tell other swing states. I've heard this from Nick Rekieta also of Rekieta Law. They want other swing states to do the same thing, to remove Trump from the ballot. They're trying to get a cascade of a bunch of states united in saying this together and then make the Supreme Court overturn each state. And then here's Razor Fist, which Nerd Roddick liked, a state level court in Colorado using a federal level amendment as pretext to remove a candidate from a ballot in a federal election is some laughed clean out of the courtroom cock and bull. Consequences such as disbarment or yes, even prosecution of the prosecutors and judge must be imposed or the cascade will continue and courts will continue to grab for electoral powers they do not possess. So Razor Fist is right here in that you have to go back and have consequences on these judges. They have to be prosecuted or removed, or it really will cascade to other states. Not to the Colorado people. Colorado people are good patriots, but to the Colorado Supreme Court, hey, Colorado, I'm Doug in Exile.